As there are people who are dedicated to getting the truth out about the criminal justice system in America, somebody has done the following. Despite protestations from both the officer in the Breonna Taylor case to the Attorney General of Kentucky, it has been revealed by a judge who approved it that the actual Attorney General of Kentucky, when going to the grand jury, did not ask them to look into possibly placing homicide charges. That's right. The reason that the officer was cleared of any, or the officers were cleared of any homicide, was because he never asked them to look into it to begin with. Basically, the way this works is the DA says, here's what we want to investigate. Do you think this charge is valid? And they look at it and they make the decision whether or not it's valid, and then give it back to the DA and charges are pressed. So I guess you couldn't find reasonable grounds for homicide if you never asked them if it was homicide to begin with. Now, this goes on back into the Attorney General being a protege of Mitch McConnell, to being one of Trump's picks for the Supreme Court. I mean, all of that is obvious and would explain why this happened. But this is a longer standing thing than that. As some people have noted, when police officers go on trial, when they have to face the justice system themselves, and usually when they go on trial, prosecutors suddenly forget how to prosecute. It's hard to find someone guilty if the prosecutor is asking the wrong questions. Now, you know, in law, you're supposed to ask questions that frame your side, whatever that be, guilty or innocent, etc. But if you just don't do that, it makes it very hard for the prosecutor to win. In other words, deliberately sabotaging themselves in order to defend the racist injustice, criminal injustice system. But that's why it's important to think about this. Now, one of the complaints that was made is that the grand juries are supposed to be secret. What they decide, what they hear, is supposed to be done in secret. It's supposed to be something behind the scenes. And this is why. However, the judge in this case decided that it was something that needed to be brought out into the public. The world needed to see this, according to that judge. And he was absolutely right to do so. And it's very important that this kind of thing happen in the future. So just use that as a bit of a way of understanding how the system does what it does. How can it do the things it does when it seems to violate its own rules? Because sometimes it doesn't violate its own rules. They just do things in a way so that they wouldn't be doing it. You know, like when you deliberately don't do your job properly for whatever reason. This is one of those reasons. This is how they get away with it. So just keep that in mind. I mean, this much should be obvious that this kind of thing was going on behind the scenes. But what's important is to know how this works. I mean, you as a citizen have a right to know how your criminal justice system works. And when it does unethical things like this, you deserve to know about it. And not only that, you deserve to know how it happens or how they do it. And that was the point of this video. So the officer involved in the killing of Breonna Taylor was never even asked. It wasn't even considered if what he committed was homicide. They went with the lesser endangerment charge. That way they couldn't find him guilty or even charge him with the crime he actually did commit.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.